splatter shots, that kind of thing. It's really nice.
It's not like the backliner has to run a jet, so it's 4 shooters, right?
Yes.
So that part is definitely nice, and it's nice that like the maps do have ways to accommodate those AoE weapons, that those AoE weapons are desirable enough.
They're given a good enough chance to really shine in this current meta.
They have that unique factor, that unique aspect of them, their hitbox size, that makes it so that it does actually offset their lack of painting and maneuverability.
Yeah.
So I'm just based on the noises I'm hearing, I think I can actually see. We've just got one more player that needs to load in, and then we're ready to go.
Yes.
And this is going to be Rainmaker on Crab Lake Capital.
Crab Lake Capital, yes.
This is a really interesting map for how much of a choke point there is after the first checkpoint.
Yeah.
Like usually the first checkpoint is like something you have to fight over, and like that takes a while, and then once you've broken the first checkpoint, the floodgates are open and you can just go. But here it's more like you get the first checkpoint open, and now you just have to like wipe them or something.
Yeah, with the 2 paths in from the first checkpoint, they're just both extremely tough to traverse. That makes it really hard for any team really to push through it if even one person really is on the board, on the defending side.
You know, it's kind of just like a bigger mincemeat in that regard. Like you've got a bridge that you can't paint, and you have to just walk across on one side. And then on the other side, you have to paint up a block that you're going to jump across from. And you're still on low ground the whole time you're doing that.
Yeah.
So it kind of really has that same problem, just it's way bigger and wider, and that's, I think, going to make it a lot better.
Yeah.
Like that left side does sometimes feel like a flank, even though, again, it is one of the only directions you have to watch.
Yeah. But yeah, just because of how off to the side it is, it's like good enough to where you really can't get over there and just take advantage of it, poke around, just be really annoying to people on that bridge area.
And because of that wall that's on the opposing plat, you can't have someone watching both directions at the same time.
Yeah.
Like you can't just put an E-leader and have them watch the bridge and also have them watch the far right. They've got to pick. They've got to commit to one side, which is not the way that it is on Mincemeat.
Yes. Makes it much more interesting map to push as well. So.
All right. Looks like we're almost all completely readied up. Just a few other players waiting to get started here. But they're locking in their weapons. They've pretty much got their game plans figured out at this point, and they're just giving each other a few last-minute reminders before we're all good to go. Yep. Got about 5 seconds left on the clock, and we will be in just a few seconds here, seeing Hot and Cold versus Capsized Starboard.
Yes, going into game 1 on Rainmaker Crab Lake Capital. Getting into it, we have Hot and Cold on the left, Capsized Starboard on the right. We see the Gluga Dualies, though, from Chase.
Interesting. Okay, Gluga Dualies trying to hold probably that high ground with the walls, and they might just want the booyahs. That might also be a part of it, that maybe they think they can use that to break through some checkpoints.
Yeah.
Might hurt their popping power, but then again, they do have dapples.
They do get it like that, though, with 2 pop kills, two splash just like that.
That is going to be really hard to defend. They're going to get this checkpoint for free.
Yeah, only a sniper to stop them, and it's so far out of the way, it's not going to do anything.
Zuka already going off and gets one. The Dualies are down, so we could definitely see some more points tick off here. Question is how many of them? 31, definitely pretty good. I feel like you can probably do better off of having a wipe early on, but we'll have to see how it goes. Worth noting also, Capsized Starboard does have a set loss, so they do need to win this to stay in redemption. Hot and Cold does not yet, but they also haven't played the team that Capsized Starboard played against. So a little word on the stakes there for this match.
This crab tank there from Capsized Starboard, they instantly K2 and takes it to the left side really quickly. Not quite getting the checkpoint, but they do make it further forward.
All right, 3v2 situation for Hot and Cold, so they can start to work their way out. They get another one. They're going to be able to move up quick. Question is, where are they going to want to go? Looks like they're trying to take top right here with the Zuka. It's a great angle for Latios to be hitting those up over the top of the bridge. But it looks like Capsized Starboard knows that that's coming. They're set up in defensive positions already. Trades come out even. They might be able to actually pick this up. Latios is just playing for space, maybe waiting for the rest of the team to come in. They might have lost their window there. We'll have to see.
On that platform, though, still being really
okay, almost gets a second one there. That would have been disgusting.
Yeah. They do make it further, though. Couple extra points, maybe? Yeah.
A few more points. Oh, that's a lot.
That bomb. brings it, not quite, but still all the way down to 13.
It's wild that in that short of a time they went 15 points.
Yeah.
You blink and you miss that.
Absolutely, just one jump, honestly.
Rainmaker's a brutal mode in that way.
That tactic cooler blocking that Trizuka shot. Keeping Hot and Cold just still in position.
They've got their Snipe Rider experience for sure. They know how to create their own cover. Ooh, this is
3
dangerous.
picks just like that, and this Rainmaker is going to get probably even further now.
They have Cooler too, so they're going to swim fast.
Those
Great
bombs.
stop from the Range Blaster. They really needed that AoE to paint the feet and get the stop.
With the damage, this Hot and Cold is going to get a little, maybe, with the Trizuka as well. This is going to make it really tough. That pick not quite getting it, though, the trade there. Not quite letting, wait, they do pick it up.
Yeah, Kay's cool with that trade because Kay knows that she's got teammates that are willing to pick it up there. So push to 10 now. And Capsized Starboard really has not gotten out of their base.
Yeah, they're still stuck with that Rainmaker. The attack cooler does maybe help them out, just to make extra space to drop down, but with
Did the Rainmaker pick it up? Did they pick up the Cooler?
I believe they did, but it's still really tough. They have to drop down this platform. They do get a couple picks to get going, but this Sniper is just holding them back. And a push real fast coming in from Hot and Cold, not quite getting the pick there.
I'm not sure about...
I don't like
They kind of need someone who can deal with the opposing Snipe Rider to not pick up. With the Snipe Rider being the one who picked up, they don't have any range over that. There's nobody who can stop it.
Yeah, and they don't really have the great... They're okay on specials, but yeah, it's just not really easy to dislodge a Snipe Rider holding down the whole flat line like that on Crab Leg.
If this fight goes wrong, it's KO.
Yeah, and I think it has.
Oh, it has gone
just
wrong.
like that.
All right, so Hot and Cold able to maintain control pretty convincingly throughout the match. They weren't able to KO quickly, and that speaks, I think, more to the difficulty of the map than anything else to KO. But they were repeatedly diving people in from multiple directions. It felt like Capsized Starboard was on the back foot for the entire match. It felt like they were constantly having to clear their base, but never really getting much of a chance to go any further out of it.
Yeah, just making it really tough with all the jumps coming in, like you've said. Just making it really obnoxious. The rat play that you were mentioning earlier, just being a nuisance and just making it really tough to get out. And with the one-way drop as well, just making it really tough when you're trying to fight a pencil, but not really having any way to contest it. Just makes it really tough to get out of just your spawn, not even mid, just your spawn.
I'm thinking I'd like to see a little bit more of an aggressive capitalization on when Capsized Starboard gets picks. Obviously, you know, when there's a cooler involved, there's only so much you're going to be able to do with the time you have.
Yeah.
But I would like to see, you know, once they get a pick, for them to decide, all right, now is when we fight, and go for it.
Yep.
Because if you let those jumps come back in, they're just not going to leave.
Yeah.
You know, you can't splat one bed bug and expect all of them to be gone after that.
Yeah,
like,
they just won't stop coming.
They're just going to stay. So, all right, we've got our next match coming up here on Tower Control Undertow. This is a really interesting map mode. It's very... It causes you to play the map a lot differently than you would have to play it in other modes of Undertow because the tower moves to one side of the big middle divider. So you only really have to worry about that one side that the tower is on. The other side's much less relevant. I imagine we're probably going to be seeing the flanking dualies coming in from Hot and Cold and trying to pressure from the opposite side to draw people to look in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
But we'll see what they end up running here.
Yeah, the double dualies, as you mentioned, with the Tetra from Chase. Pretty much the same comp from Capsized, just a sloshing machine for the blaster.
Yep, and totally makes sense to run the machine on this map. It's great at locking up that mid area. Very hard to push through either side of mid against a machine that's throwing fizzy bombs in your direction. And it can also hit up over the other side if it needs to with that hitbox art.
A quick pick from Starboard, but
so fast.
Instant trade, just like that. Not really getting anywhere for Hot and Cold. Can't really push anywhere, but wait, they're down to 1.
Yeah.
Hot and Cold does get a little bit of push going. We'll probably get this first check for free.
I like the aggression there from Hot and Cold. Like, it looked at first like that was just a one-for-one trade that they were certainly going to go down for, but they've trusted in their other frontliners to move up with them. And oh my god, there is an absolute mess in the Capsized Starboard base right now.
Yeah. they're just everywhere. It's like half yellow. It's just
They really need, I feel like Capsized Starboard need to group up a little bit more to clear that area out. Like, they've got numbers advantage on the people who are pushed up front, but they're letting themselves get isolated. Nobody was there to trade that back, right?
Yeah, and just like that, they're still there. They're all over. Latios is all over them, just in their back line.
It felt like there were 3 different ideas of where the fight was supposed to happen there, and that was why you're able to get these like 2 players in that compete in the 2v4 and win.
Yeah, and we're past this last checkpoint, and Starboard just not getting anything there. Hot and Cold taking a really fast push there.
Yeah, really quick KO. And that's gonna happen in a map where you get your ratty frontline weapons into the enemy spawn.
Yeah.
If you can't get them out cleanly and quickly, that's when you start losing those points real quick, because they can delay for a while sitting underneath those ledges and making it difficult to figure out where they are.
Yeah, especially with the paint all over the place. Just makes it really obnoxious and annoying just to deal with them.
So the counterplay to that is, as the defending team, you call out that there's someone in your spawn, and instead of dropping down out of high ground, instead of trying to run towards the tower, you fan out a little bit, figure out where that player is, and then put 2 people on opposite sides of them and then drop in.
Yeah, just
because you're going to outpaint them, you're going to have flank angles on them. That player should go down very cleanly, especially if it's like a Dapple Doolies who has no range to fight back against you.
Yeah, just a good little pinch maneuver, just because they can't really look at both sides at the same time, so just making it really tough for that person to hold that position.
Right. And then once you've got that player cleared, now you have the numbers advantage that will actually let you fight against the tower.
Yes.
Obviously, you have to watch out for specials as they come in. You need to be like looking as you're spawning to see, wait, if we make this a 3v4, are they going to have like 3 specials against us 4 not having specials? Because we don't like that fight.
No. Yeah.
But in that situation that they had, they definitely could have collapsed harder on the invaders than they did. They let themselves get isolated a little bit, divided and conquered. And so the players on the tower, they probably didn't have to do much.
It didn't really look like it. I think I was a sniper just sitting on the tower, just a little poking back and forth into their spawn, just getting up a little paint down for the frontliners, just make it just easy for them, letting them do the work.
Next up, we're going to have Clam Blitz Robo Ramen. This is a map mode that has a really strong charger position on defense. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Snipe Riders coming back here. They have really good sight lines. They also have a lot that they can paint. So that's a good cooler option for us. So we might see that. Also very strong for buckets and blasters, like range blaster, because of the verticality of the map.
Yes.
So
just a lot of open room for them to work around with.
Let's see what we've got. Dapples and end parries coming out here. Chase just doing a full showcase of all of the different dualies.
We do see no cooler, though, from Hot and Cold there.
That is interesting. They're going to have to play pretty patiently to outpace the comp coming out from Capsized Starboard with the pencil there.
They do get the pop really early, though, with the fast paint control. They do, and then Hot and Cold does get that first pick, and the second, and the third, just like that.
Wow.
Instant push. Probably going up the left side and forced to jump out. That space didn't wipe.
Great spacing there from Latios. Very disciplined play to not dive in too deep and go down.
Yeah,
this splashdown is going to be devastating if they don't see it coming.
We're seeing this, but not quite that time. We did see the beginnings of those rapidizations coming up, but not quite getting it there. This Rainmaker is still up, though, finally dropping down to 31 points.
I have to think this push would still be going on if they had cooler.
Honestly, yeah. Or even if that splashdown went off.
Right. It's like they're clearly, winning the games, but it's just been brought to my attention that this might be the wrong mode.
Is it? Yeah. Now that you mention it.
Yeah, it should be Clam Blitz on Robo Ramen.
Okay.
So, well, they do play it out there.
Yeah.
Well, Word, we'll wait on Word for whether they're going to replay. Okay, they're going to replay.
They're going to replay that. Okay.
So, yeah. I mean, it looked solid there from Hot and Cold.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're hurting too much for having that win dropped from the scoreboard.
Yeah.
But yeah, that can be a little bit of a weird thing momentum-wise sometimes, where you won the game, you thought you'd won, you feel your relief, and you just go, okay, we're good, and then you have to play again.
Yeah, you just let all the tension out, and then suddenly you have to bring it back in. It makes it a really tough balance, just to bring it back.
But that said, I don't think they're going after KOing that quickly
on tower control, and then
all those matches. Yeah, I think they're going to go in and just be like, oh, okay, we'll just make
do
it a
it again.
4-0, right?
Yeah, 4-0.
We'll win the best of 7.
Yes, in 5 games.
Exactly. I'm hearing Wind Waker music and it's bringing me back. I don't. All right, Rainmaker does actually end up counting because it was played out in full.
Okay.
I figure it would probably be along the rules that you would see for like a disconnect, where like if a disconnect happens, you do it a certain amount into the game because otherwise, you know, the match has already kind of been decided.
Yeah, and then if you keep playing on kind of thing,
Right.
you're just going to let it go because it's kind of hard to stop because who knows.
So, all right, that will be that set then. Fairly quick one. Hot and Cold looking pretty strong. Got some veteran players on it, so no surprises there.
Yeah.
But still a good showing from Capsized Starboard. Happy to have them. They will still have a shot at Public Anemone before things are said and done. Public Anemone, meanwhile, have looks like an 0-3 against both Hot and Cold and Boops Boops.
Okay.
All right. We are going to be going on to a break here fairly shortly. And when we come back, we will see the third round and the final one, I believe, for this wave of Splatoon pools. So don't go anywhere. We'll have some more Splatoon action and, you know, throughout the day. I'm especially looking to that salmon run later.
Oh, yeah.
But for now, we will be taking a quick break.